Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of our NASCAR 25 career mode here on the channel. I hope you're all having a great day. Today we are headed to Atlanta Motor Speedway for the second time this season, and well, we are going on an adventure over these next three races because we have a super speedway, a street course, and a road course. Three strengths for myself. Of course, super speedways are a strength for anybody. Of course, everybody has an opportunity to run well here this weekend in Echo Park, but we are really looking forward to what's to come with the two road courses. We know we're going to be a very strong factor now that we've got a upgraded car, as well as we've been kind of hovering around, you know, level 7, level 8 or so parts for the last little bit here, and I'm hoping we can make that leap towards level 10 soon enough, but we are a little bit further away from that. But I'm hoping before the playoffs we will kind of make that leap, as we were P32 in qualifying. It was not very pretty here now, and we had some news as well coming into this weekend, and it was from Denny Hamlin, and as well I have my own bit of news. But Denny Hamlin actually being the forefront of this announcement, announcing, of course, he's one of the drivers that was playing a role alongside Kevin Harvick and Dale Earnhardt Jr. in buying the SRX series and reviving it. Well, they have confirmed that the series will come back on the Brickyard 400 weekend at the Indianapolis Raceway Park for the Lucas Oil Raceway, as it's now known as. So we will be taking part in this event. We will be in this SRX comeback event. Very excited for that. In my own piece of news, next episode in the Chicago Street Course, we will actually be doing a debut NASCAR electric prototype demonstration on the racetrack before the race. So a lot of excitement on the way. And speaking of excitement, it's time to go racing here from Echo Park Speedway from Atlanta. The green flag is out. We're underway behind Trackhouse's Daniel Suarez and alongside his teammate of Shane Van Gisbergen. We're coming off of what's been a very frustrating part of this season, of course, and just things going wrong with strategy and you name it. So it's been, yeah, not enjoyable, but we are looking to, of course, change things going forward here in terms of just hoping to have some more successful races in the future, because, yeah, strategy in the last 3-4 races has not been pretty. Here in Atlanta should be a pretty straightforward day. Now in stage 1 we got 15 laps, which means we actually should be able to make it to the end of stage 1 without even having to really come into the pits as well, especially if we see a caution that will guarantee us getting to the end of this first and opening stage. But starting deep in the field, it is not easy to move forward in Atlanta if you race legitimately, I should say, because what you will see happen here over these next few laps is it takes 3, 4, 5 laps for it to happen, but it turns into a 3x3 gridlock throughout the entire pack of cars. And by the time we come to lap 5, you can see that third row over there to my right side materializing now. So it's going to be very hard from this point on to go forward unless you just want to, you know, kind of do the cheap way and just force it 4 wide every single opportunity. And well, that is a viable way to go forward. It's not really the most fun way. It's, like I said, it's a cheap kind of way to go forward. So we don't really race like that here. We try to kind of be on the more realistic side of things now. And as we come through to lap 6 of 15, already 10, coming to 9 laps to go here in stage number 1, and we're just kind of holding our own behind the WeatherTech 88 of SVG, as actually Noah Gragson forces it 4 wide into the middle. So now I am 4 wide into turn 1. Gragson saying, hey, I'm trying to come through, and really aggressive move right there to my right side as we go down this back straightaway now, and we continue 4 wide. Gregson's not going to lift. He's not backing out of this one. He says, I'm coming through. I'm getting this track position. And of course, I myself, I don't want to give up either, but as we would continue side by side with him, I mean, he is right into the back of Van Gisbergen, actually banging doors and fenders down the front straightaway with myself here as we continue 4 wide and finally down the back straightaway. I mean, it looks like he's practically about to right hook the 88. I back out of it. I said, okay, you can have it right now. I mean, we are flirting with disaster. Fortunately, we do get through all of this without any form of incident now and there. Now he's 4 wide with SVG, and I'm actually going to come back into the mix now. I'm like, okay, calm down. Let's get back into it now. And actually, here into turn 3 on lap 9, he really loses some momentum, and there's a crash in front of us. William Byron's around, Blaney's around as well. Cautions out, big impact, head on into the outside wall for the number 12. Caution is out here in stage 1, and this is going to bring a late stage restart where we're all going to stay on the racetrack after the caution flies. We move up into P30.
Cars off.
So getting ready to go for this restart. It looks like Bubba Wallace out in front in that 2311 Toyota Camry now, and as the green flag is going to fly, it's going to be only probably, I would imagine, maybe 2 or 3 laps to go in this second or first stage, sorry, now, and yes, it is 3 laps to go here in stage 1. So we got an opportunity because it should not turn into a gridlock before the stage is over, so we got an opportunity to move around a little bit and try to find some track position, hopefully, as we exit turn 2 down the back straightaway there. Gregson, he picked up some damage in that crash. So did Ty Dillon on the right side of both of their cars. You see some scrapes into turn 3, though. Gregson's going to jump up in front of us now. I'm going to get back to his outside, though, as we roll through 3 and off of turn 4. I got AJ Omendinger pushing me into turn 1 at this point now with 2 laps to go, but unfortunately not really going anywhere, and we've gone the wrong direction, unfortunately, now. So not looking very good. Coming to the end here of stage number 1, and as we come through to the start of the final lap, Bubba Wallace continues to lead, and now the third lane's starting to go, but I wasn't close enough to that third lane in front of me to jump up there with them, so I stay in behind the number 4 of Noah Gregson now, and that third lane kind of died right there. It's just Ty Dillon who's going to try and jump back down into that 2-lane formation that we now have now, as we got just half a lap to go here in stage 1, and all we can do now is just try to set ourselves up for stage 2 as we come through turns 3 and 4 for the final time, and it looks like it's going to be on the exit of turn 4. Bubba Wallace, and the number 23 hasn't won this season, but he's been close. He takes stage 1 here from Atlanta. We end up in P32 in this first opening stage. Not what we wanted, not what we I felt like are capable of here with this number 85 team, but as we go into stage 2, we got a lot more laps to let things play out. Green flag pit stop potential. It's going to be a very different stage now, as we will pit, though, for 4 tires, as well as fill it up on fuel, and as well as some visual damage repairs. There was a bit of damage on the right front as we get ready to go green for stage number 2. So as we now gain 2 spots, actually, Zane Smith loses 5, as it will be P30 for this restart now, as the green flag is back out, and the second stage here from Atlanta kicks off, and now we are under the lights as we cross the start-finish line. 25 laps here in stage number 2, 10 additional laps, meaning, like I said earlier, not a stage 1 scenario where we don't have to worry about pitting. No, we do have to worry this time out, and don't be surprised if we are pitting under green at some point. But obviously, stage 1, we had a caution for cause. William Byron, Ryan Blaney, big impact there for the number 12 of Ryan Blaney as we head down into turn number 3, and still not getting great restarts. Like I said, we've been kind of, for the last handful of races, been stuck in that kind of level 7 to 8, maybe a hint of level 9 upgrades on the car, and we haven't been able to really go beyond that now. As far as I'm aware, I think it's level 11 that the Cup Series goes to, so we're not too far off of having some really good equipment for this Tricon Garage team. It's just going to take a little bit more time, and I'm confident, like I said, come playoff time, we should be able to get to that point of getting some of the best equipment possible. Obviously, the question is, will this Tricon team be in the playoffs? I doubt so. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's never say never. We can absolutely make it happen. We could win right here tonight in Atlanta. We could win the Daytona regular season finale. We might even have a chance to win one of the road courses. We've still got 3 road races on the way, with the street course in Chicago, Sonoma, as well as Watkins Glen. But just focusing right here, though, in Atlanta, trying to move my way forward. I have now jumped up 3 wide to the outside here behind SVG in the 88, and on the exit of turn 2, making a bit of a mistake, though. I would actually catch the outside wall. Fortunately, Austin Dillon comes up to my rear bumper to save me, and fortunately, yeah, we are going to be able to maintain contact with this main pack, so we would run them back down very quickly now on lap 5 of stage 2 and get immediately back to work here now. And what we're really going to have to rely on is green flag pit stops here in stage 2. We want this to go green. We don't want cautions. We want some green flag pit stops. That's going to be the opportunity, dare I say it, because we've been losing so many positions in green flag pit stops this season, especially lately. But this is going to be the opportunity tonight to gain track position. Pit stops under green, we need to utilize those to our advantage now. And pitting at this track is a little bit weird. You have to check up down the back straightaway into turn 3, and I can already feel like I can see the AI kind of having some issues with that hopefully we can pounce on as this race continues on. With right now the number 19 of Chase Briscoe out in front, another driver that has not won yet in his first season here with Joe Gibbs Racing. Now as we come to lap 11, just 15 to go here in stage 2, and it's 3 by 3 by 3, super intense racing, and we are caught right in the middle of it now with Cody Huera on my left, Ty Gibbs on my right, and I've got Elio Castroneves just behind us now, giving us a nice push into turn number 3. And yeah, I mean, you got to know where to go. If they crash right now, we are in the middle of it. We can't really avoid it. And as we come through to lap 14 of the second stage, you'll see that our crew chief actually recommends coming into the pits. I did consider, however, as we're going to come back around through turn 3 and out of turn 4, no one's pitting. And if I pit on my own, then I'm going to be draftless and we'll be in big trouble. And a lap later, no one pits again. This is a problem. I've got 0 laps of fuel in the car. And I was like, I can't pit because I'm going to lose too much time. I'll have no draft. I'll have nobody to help me out for the end of the stage. So now we're just hoping that the fuel lasts one more time around. And we're hoping we see cars peel off into the pits right here, down the back straightaway into turn 3. I have to pit. There we go. Okay, we got takers coming in. And as I come down into turn 3, I'm actually starting to sputter. The fuel tank is low. We are running out of fuel as we speak. We're going to break the rules of, yeah, you can't go over that white line, but we don't care. As we come into the pits, we are going to abuse it a little bit now. I mean, we know how it works now in this game. You have to take whatever you can on the pit entry to even match what the AI do. So it's going to be a 13 point, no, actually it's going to end up being a 16.1 and then some. And we're going to come out just in front of John Hunter Nemechek. That was a 4-tire stop and a fill up on fuel. So now we'll have to rely on the 42 of John Hunter to hopefully get connected to my back bumper and give us a push here down this back straightaway, and hopefully we can get ourselves, once this is all said and done, just a little bit extra track position. Anything like top 25 is kind of what I was hoping for. If we can just get ourselves top 25 going into stage 3, I honestly feel pretty confident. Look at this, as we are connecting with a lot of other cars, we've got some problems here. So down the back straightaway into turn 3, everybody's checking up because we've still got some cars that haven't pitted, including Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin. I believe that's Tyler Reddick as well, leading the inside line. And what is happening is they are running out of fuel. They could not get down to the pit lane because of the pack racing, and they stayed on the racetrack, and they're running out of fuel. So the 45's out of gas, Hamlin's out of gas, and into turn 1, suddenly I don't know where we're going to end up, but those two guys are in front of the pack, running out of fuel, holding up a bunch of cars. So at this point, it turns into complete chaos. I have absolutely no idea what's going on, as William Byron, though, is going to get to my back bumper into turn 3. Eventually, they do get to the pits now, and we were up to P10. After all of this, is Austin Cindric is actually out in front, coming to 3 laps to go here in stage 2. Crash in front of us there, and that's going to bring out the caution. That's the 17 of Chris Buescher. We'll end up P10 here in stage 2, so we somehow miraculously score a point. And yeah, I have no clue how in the world that all went down, but actually seeing some split strategy as well. Some drivers staying out, some drivers coming in. We are going to be one of the drivers that comes in, however, for 4 tires and fuel.
Want to change anything up?
So Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, those guys actually kind of low-key benefited at the time. They actually were up towards the front. I think specifically Hamlin was up towards the front now because he pitted and he was still in the pits when that caution came out or exiting. So he was able to still score stage points, and on top of that, he was able to stay out at the caution. And now he's still up towards the front for stage 3. So somehow no one's really gone a lap down through all of that mess. So that's good to see, because it brings more cars, of course, into this battle. But on this restart to kick off this 3rd and final stage, it's very similar to stage 2. It's 25 laps. So into turn 3, though, getting down to the inside line in front of the 54 of Ty Gibbs. Now as Noah Gregson is currently out in front in that front row. Motorsports at number 4 as we cross the stripe to hit 24 to go. We'll jump up to that second line to the outside of the 10 of Ty Dillon now into turn 1, trying to get that draft from that number 2 of Austin Cindric, just up ahead of myself right there as we get to the outside of Alex Bowman. Alex Bowman, he just wants to get through a race without crashing. It's been an absolute disaster 4 or 5 races for this 48 team, and what they also are worried about is a surprise winner. A surprise winner today would be really detrimental to the 48 team and a few others as well, as we have seen numerous surprise winners this season. Eric Jones, his teammate of John Hunter Nemechek as well, just to name a couple. And yeah, I mean, it's really spicing things up here as well as we head down this back straightaway now behind this number 23 but Bubba Wallace actually surprisingly got a chance to jump down to the inside in the middle of the corner, and now we're lined up behind the 7 of Haley with the 48 of Alex Bowman just behind, as we got 12 laps to fuel at this point, which would take us just inside 10 laps to go of this race, as Denny Hamlin currently leads.
One high.
As for myself, we're almost in the top 20 again. So, I mean, things are working out pretty well. We know we can go a little bit longer in this run than some of these guys can. Of course, some drivers stayed out at the end of stage 2, elected to not come into the pits. So that's going to be really good for us because, like I said, we can just stretch things a few extra laps now. Or if we want to kind of hop in with a group and not have to worry about running out of fuel and hoping some other drivers pit with us, that's going to be an option as well. If they are coming in, we want to join them. So, but we're making really decent progress forward right now. We got SVG here to our right side. We're still lined up behind the 7. I still got the 48 Ally Financial Chevrolet of Alex Bowman just behind myself now, as we are just continuing to kind of utilize this inside line, and we're just making these small little gains now as we've gotten alongside that Wendy's Chevrolet there, that frosty paint scheme for Ross Chastain and Trackhouse Racing. A very lively but beautiful paint scheme on that number 1 now as Denny Hamlin continues to lead the way now, and we are not far away from seeing those guys have to come in and make their pit stops now as we continue behind the 7 of Haley to lap 51. And there it is, actually big checkup. That's Kozlowski and Jones coming in, and I had no chance to react to that one, and that completely kind of separates this main pack into kind of 2 packs very briefly, but fortunately we'll all kind of stay connected, and we should be able to kind of rejoin back together. And I would jump up to the outside after that because I knew there was other cars coming in, and Hosipar and Custer, they come in, and I had moved up, like I said, to the second, this kind of 3rd lane area, and said I don't want any part of being down on the bottom where those checkups are kind of happening. And my question is, what if some of those guys run out of fuel again because they can't get down to the inside to pit? So I was also being a little bit aware of that. Don't want to be on the inside if that happens. So I don't want to be on the inside until really it's time for myself to get ready to come into the pit lane at this point now. And there comes Denny Hamlin, Briscoe as well, and a few others. I think that was Cody Ware I just saw maybe coming in. So now my fuel light has come on lap 54, and we got more checkups because Barry's coming in. But now I'm like, okay, I do need to get down to the inside now because we are about to be coming in. So now I'm looking for an opportunity, and it's going to be right here between the 34 and the 48. My crew chief recommends 1.5 cans of fuel and 2 right side tires. I decide 1 can of fuel because, as you can see, we're going to have right now it's going to be 10 laps of fuel, it estimates, but when we're done our pit stops, it's going to be also 10 laps to go. So we will have enough fuel to make it to the end, because you can always also stretch it a little bit. So we will have 10 laps to go. We'll have 10 laps of fuel. We'll be okay to make it to the end, as we are going to come in close quarters right there with the 34 of Gilliland now, as Ty Dillon's right to my back bumper. SVG's coming in, as well as the 2 of Austin Cindric now, as we just roll through 3. And actually, thank you, Ty Dillon, for just barging me out of the way, as we'll just try to leap on into this pit lane, and we'll come in for the fuel and the tires as well. And I wanted to take as little fuel as possible just so we shave off time on the pit stop, because we know the AI are going to be way faster. So it turns into an 8.5, and we exit right here with these guys. Actually, SVG has to get on the brakes, but look at this. There's a big surprise here. Well, we're short on fuel because the game says you should have had 10 laps of fuel, and then the game says actually you now only have an estimated 8 laps of fuel after pitting. So it tells you one thing, it gives you the other. Meaning now that we're in trouble again. So we're going to need either 2 options. We're going to need a caution. A caution would save us. We'd be fine at that point. Or we go into hardcore save mode. And it's going to be easy to go into hardcore save mode because of this right here. We've got a car out of field down the back straightaway. It's the 3. It appears to be the 3 of Austin Dillon. Running out of fuel. He, William Byron, Herbst, I believe Priest as well will dive into the pit. So we just gained a ton of track position. I would get to the back of Gregson, but I would not stick with him because I went into fuel save mode at this point, because I only had 6 laps of fuel left in this car, and we have still got like 8 laps to go. So we're gonna have to go into hardcore saving. So I was going to just start backing it down, and basically I was trying to let the pack behind me run me down, so then I could kind of use them for the draft, and hopefully that would allow me to be in a good spot here. Now is actually currently the 78 of BJ McLeod is out in front as we head down into turn number 1. Here comes the 7 actually of Justin Haley. So I'm, like I said, I'm really backing it down right now, just saving. We got 5 laps of fuel, 7 coming to 6 laps to go, and I'm going to stay out of the way so I can get some draft from whoever hopefully comes down in front of us here. Denny Hamlin's just behind us now. Haley Larson go by. Here comes the 88 of Shane Van Gisbergen up to my back bumper. Hopefully he'll give us a nice shove here down this front straightaway as we come through to the start-finish line. He's turned us instead through the tri-oval. Are you kidding me? The third time this season that Shane Van Gisbergen has turned us around. And looking at the third-person perspective, what am I supposed to do right there? He just turned into me and sent me spinning through the infield. And as annoying as that was, that just saved my race because now I can make it on feel and we run in P15.
Coming to the green.
So McLeod had to come into the pits. Allmendinger now leads. We are P14, and it's going to be, I think, only 2 laps of racing to go as the green flag is back out. And as we come through to the start-finish line, waiting, it's 2 to go in regulation, not overtime. So all of a sudden, I mean, we got a chance to maybe get up there and fight for something, or at least try to go for a top 10. But mainly, let's just aim for that top 20 for the sponsor goal because, I mean, I'm really annoyed that SVG just took me out for the 3rd time, but at the same time, I'm like, thank you. You just saved my race there. As we go down this back straightaway now, and you've got Elio Castroneves to my left side now. Cindric is well behind us. Eric Jones. Cindric jumps up. I'm going to get down in front of him. You got the Cinnamon Toast Crunch machine of Chris Buescher coming up behind us as well now as we come through this tri-oval. 1 lap to go, and AJ Allmendinger leads. We talked about earlier, what does a guy like Alex Bowman not want to see? A surprise winner. What's happening right now? A surprise winner. Guess who's in second? It's Burt Myers for Rick Ware Racing's number 50 as they head down this back straightaway. So I don't think that's a Rick Ware car. I forget what team that is, but nonetheless, into turn 3 on this final lap here in Echo Park Speedway in Atlanta. We're going to come home in the top 20 at least, but AJ Allmendinger is going to hang on, and he wins in Atlanta and puts his team, Colleague Racing, in that number 16 Chevrolet into the playoffs. And a shock turn of events there at the end, and Alex Bowman had to watch it from right out of his windshield as he was in the top 5 as we end up P14. We'll take it. We will absolutely take a 14th place effort. We learned another thing about the feel in this game here today going forward. Actually, Logano, Dylan, Elliott, Blaney, and someone else ended up a lap down. I don't know why, but I didn't scroll down to 40th. But yeah, I mean, that race worked out pretty well for us. At the end of the day, we'll take it. We gained 4 spots in the points, actually, up to 24th. Alex Bowman is now the last driver in the playoffs by 1 point over Chris Buescher instead of having like a 100-point buffer. That's why he did not want to see another surprise winner on the season. And now we go to 2 back-to-back road courses, by the way, might I add, where also we're going to settle the Racket Challenge. And on top of that, more surprise winners could be in the works if anybody can beat Shane Van Gisbergen. That does it for me. I'll see you guys from Chicago. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.